Honorable Kaluma.
I've read the report and they propose deletion. Until it is deleted and the House resolves so, it is part of the bill. And I want to encourage the committee that if indeed there is a proposal to delete it, let it not suffer the fate of other proposals by committees which were dropped at the floor. Because the consequences otherwise, Honorable Speaker, would be grave. And I'm telling Honorable Dawood, a person will hit you with a taxation claim of over 2 billion or 20 billion approaching elections. And you know you will not get that tax clearance certificate if you have to deposit 20 or 200 million to then proceed to exercise your rights thereunder. So it will deny access to justice, which is a fundamental right. I would request that the committee, if indeed you have recommended, proceed and deal with it. Honorable Speaker, I have a concern with what is at clause 24. And clause 24 is talking about the increment in terms of income tax up to 35% for category of people. Honorable Speaker, I want the committee to consider those people in fixed term contracts, like state officers within this parliament. And I know you know who state officers within the institution of parliament are. Previously, Honorable Speaker, salary increment was a right to state officers within parliament, like all other employees under the Employment Act. But Honorable Speaker, when the terms were gazetted for some officers, particularly the members here, the annual salary increment was taken away. The consequence is that so many people under that arrangement went into their single-term contract without increment, and you know the fact of the matter is that we may be talking, but so many of us do not take any salary home. You've taken mortgages. When you are increasing to 35%, you would enter into arrangements you cannot renege on. Where are you going to get this money? And you know what a mortgage is. Where are you going to get the additional 5% to pay? When I know, just like me, I don't know the others, Honorable Speaker, but me, the newspapers have carried reports confirming I earn zero pay because of mortgage. And it is a contract you cannot rewrite after you go into it. Are we going to think of situations of those fixed term contracts without annual increment, or what measures are we talking about? Honorable Speaker, the issue of VAT on fuel has been spoken to. But the fact of the matter is that this will affect everybody. And Honorable Speaker, across the world, finance bills are negotiated. Honorable Speaker, in the last parliament, I remember the regime then, the Jubilee regime, wanted to move VAT to 16. And out of negotiations weighing the situation of the economy, we settled out of negotiations at 8%. I would request that, because this is going to affect so many other, the economic issues down there, we at the very worst leave it where it is. Honorable Speaker, on the housing levy, Honorable Tiende brought the element of it being a county function. And I think we consider that seriously. But I wanted also to say something, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in addition to the fact that this is a county thing, it is not defined clearly how you will benefit out of your contributions into this levy. And I think in as much as some people may want to push it, let us define. If it were not a tax, Honorable Speaker, it would define how you benefit. We are levied for NHIF, NSSF, and others, but you can benefit. How are you benefiting directly on this? If you are not, Honorable Speaker, I fear we may be going into violation of Article 40 on people's property rights. Honorable Speaker, there is an issue in clause 51. And I'm saying this, Honorable Speaker, because the chair is listening to me and the committee is there. The area of tax and amnesty, Honorable Speaker, is something we should delete from our laws completely. Honorable Speaker, there is a time I visited a commissioner in charge of taxation. And just on his desk there, a person who was to pay the country over 10 billion, the minister just wrote, pay 200 million or 2 million. And we lose all that money. We need to stop amnesty. And you should question, as members of this committee presenting this thing, why are we allowing amnesty up to 31st December 2022? Who are these we want to give amnesty to before we can enforce the law rightly? And it has been happening. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Finish your point.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I would request that you look at that. If we are not having some fat cows to be, and I believe on taxation, nobody should be saved. Remove the idea of amnesty, let us go for people. And then lastly, Honorable Speaker, you know, each year, we lose over 700 billion to corruption in this country. Look at the budget for EACC and the agencies fighting corruption, which we passed yesterday. We cannot be debating in retrospect. But I'm thinking if we were able to save that money we are losing to corruption, your budget would be, in terms of what we need, some 2.1 trillion, and we would be having a lot of money to deal with. Honorable Speaker, the problem is that we have encouraged corruption. And then people we should be taking money from are being given amnesty. I request, Honorable Speaker, that we look at all those issues among the other issues raised by the members. And so long as those issues have not been looked into, Honorable Speaker, I stand to oppose.
Wakili Mureu.